a kind of setup kind of thing. I'm not really sure how this is working. We'll find out. Yeah, welcome to the Super Pilotish channel. My name's Graham Wilson, and today, in my basement, I'm going to be talking about cold weather stuff because it's cold out there. And yeah, I have my new little camera set up, and I don't know if anyone can see or hear me or anything. Like this is like a kind of an experiment for me. So I got my phone on a tripod sitting here on my workbench, and I'm just kind of doing. I got a computer set up over here. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Okay, this is cool. So now I can see Shecky and Adam and Harold Cheeseburger. All good. Excellent. So I've never seen this type of setup before on my phone, and so it looks like okay, I usually try to test things out a little bit so you don't get it like a totally horrible show. And then, so when I was trying to test this out, yeah, I was trying to, oh, I can see this here. Voice sounds different. Yeah, because I got a different microphone here. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. I don't know. Maybe I'll try clipping it right on the top of my shirt. I don't know. That's why I need the interactive I don't know experiment feedback here, because I was if I'm trying to do this on my own practicing, it won't show any comments like if it's in private mode on YouTube. So yeah, I don't know if it's this microphone, if it's picking anything up, right? But I'll listen afterwards, and if it's a little bit crap, oh well, too bad. And okay, yeah. So okay, we're gonna talk about the show must go on, and it's cold out there, so I'm gonna be talking about just a few things to think about when you're flying around in the cold, if you're a pilot, or even if you're a passenger. Okay, thanks, Shecky. It does sound a little louder now that I moved it. Oh, okay. Yeah, like this is all kind of new, and like I'm getting this all set up because I do plan on, I'm going on vacation this year, and geez, I got my computer open here to look, and it's like lagging compared to the other thing. And let's see what, and I wonder if you can even read things backwards or if it's looking right. See, I got my little, let's see what this looks like. How's my paint? Can I see that? Oh, yeah, okay, that's reading correctly. So my screen it's like it's set up like a mirror, but then it's getting streamed out the proper way. And I'll show you what I got here. We got like, whoop, I got a wired setup. Oh no, doing a big disaster. All right, yeah, I got my computer here, and I'm just kind of checking things out there too. I'm just gonna close that up. Move my tripod. Let's try this again. All right, well, thanks for your, okay, I'm gonna sort of close that. That way it's not distracting. Okay, so yeah, going on vacation this year, and I wanna be able to still do my show. I might not be able to do it live depending on how the data works and Wi-Fi and all that other stuff, but I'm gonna try to get a couple of shows in anyways. Yeah, so I'll just, the show will go on. We're talking about winter stuff. Yeah, so I was thinking about, okay, what do you actually do on a really cold day and you want to go out flying? So, okay, you got to get your plane ready. So, of course, you got to, you know, you want to be dressed warm, so you're doing your pre-flight inspection or walk around on the airplane. Because if you're not dressed warm for that, you're going to rush around and probably skip something if it's cold out. Or you'll be like, oh, I just want to get in, I'll check the oil, check the fuel, I'm out. Yeah, you might miss a little something. And so the biggest thing there would be for, you're probably, this time of year, you've already got your winter fronts, as they call them, in your little airplane. And so those are usually just some sort of a, like a little chunk of aluminum that they put in the I guess it would be the air cooling, I don't know, the holes in the front that cool off the air-cooled engine. What would that be? It's not an air intake. I guess air intake, something like that. Cowl intake, cowl front. I don't know. Didn't look it up. Anyways, those holes that cool off the engine. Yeah, so there's usually something that gets kind of screwed in there. It blocks off a bit of air from cooling off your engine too much. That's pretty important, especially when it gets down really cold like it is now in most of North America. And yeah, so that can make it so that your engine doesn't warm up enough to operating temperature. And I found that where I used to work, the one airplane, we couldn't fly it below minus 15 Celsius, but it was a pretty drafty airplane, so it was kind of cold in there. You wouldn't want to fly it anyways because the heater didn't keep up very well. But yeah, below minus 15, it was a Piper Tomahawk, and it had no winter fronts, as they call it, no little things to block off the air intake. Yeah, so the engine wouldn't get up to the proper operating temperature to boil off any type of moisture or anything that's in the oil. So now where it would come out as steam. So now you're getting, and if it's staying that cold, how well is the oil lubricating? And you don't want molasses running through your engine, so yeah, make sure it's nice and warm. And part of that is having like sometimes there's like engine blankets you can put on the cowling and stuff. So take care of all that stuff before you even get into the plane and fire it up. So now we're going to be taxiing out, and I was thinking about writing this down on my whiteboard, but just a little, I don't have as much room with the different camera here, so I'd be like, hey, check it out. You know, something like that. So I don't think I'll do a whiteboard today. And yeah, so we got, yeah, so you're going to be taxiing out there. So the thing to watch out for this time of year is that, like, it might be a nice sunny day. Maybe it hasn't snowed for a few days, but depending on what your airport does to maintain the runways, it could be tricky. Maybe if you have a runway that, or like an airport that's got maybe 2 parallel runways or a crisscross runway, or, you know, here in Windsor we have kind of a V-shaped runway, or 2 runways like that. They might only maintain one of those to a nice standard. So you got to kind of remember that what runway is in use. There might be, you know, a couple of nice landing strips there. Maybe one's right into the wind, but maybe that one's not open today, or there's a whole bunch of ice on it that they couldn't get off. And usually they don't use salt. If you didn't know, they usually don't use salt on runways or your taxiways or anything like that, airside, the planes are taxiing around in, because the salt's very corrosive. Now there is some stuff that I think it's called urea that they spray on there sometimes if they have to, and that's very expensive. So that's kind of the last thing they do. Usually they'll just have these big brushes on the front of these trucks, and they'll go rip up and down the runway, and they'll just kind of brush off the snow. Might be a little bit of ice, patchy ice, so check your NOTAMs for that kind of thing. And it might be, for this time of year, the runway friction index. That's one of those things that we don't really, we don't really pay much attention to that. In Canada, it's called the CRFI, Canadian Runway Friction Index. Not sure what they call it in the States, but it's pretty much, it determines what your maximum crosswind could be. And so depending on where your runway, which one's in use and stuff like that, that could be a consideration too. You don't want to be getting weathercocked and going off the runway. So that's, watch out for that, for icy conditions, and adjust your taxi speed accordingly. All right. I think everything's cool. I see a couple little comments popping up on my camera, on my phone here, so that's kind of cool. But then they disappear. I don't know how to get those up again. All right. I'm going to do a little experiment at the end of my little chat. Okay, so another thing too, if you are going to be, say you're studying for your instrument rating. Now this is the one where something that you'll be trained to do, and you will definitely be tested on your instrument rating test, is that when you have, when the air is this cold, the different altitude minima that you have, like your airspeed indicator, or your altimeter in the plane, it's going to read a little bit differently. The altimeter always kind of lies to you a little bit. Usually it's within an acceptable tolerance of lying, but when it gets really cold, then you got to kind of add, depending on what altitude you're at and what the temperature is, you might have to add another 100 feet. No matter what, if you're doing the written test, just remember that they're testing you on something. You always have to correct your altitude because of cold weather to whatever would be safer. So we're going to be doing the approach. You would never be approaching lower. It's like, okay, I got to be higher because it's lying to me that way. So think of it that way. Don't forget your cold weather corrections. And so that's for you IFR people. I guess you could kind of pay attention to that a little bit too for the VFR people. And here's another one for the non-pilots out there. My favorite, most of my audience is like non-pilot, but so this is for you guys. Yeah, so one of the things that I used to see, like at the airport, I used to talk to these guys that were always baggage handlers and stuff like that. And they would say, yeah, you see these guys, like whenever they're going here in Windsor, I don't know if they still do it. They used to fly down south to like Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, or something like that. Sunwing used to come in here, and so everyone's all happy getting on the plane to go down south, and it's all cold, and they're like, yeah, they're all like super happy and everything, and then they come back. And then it's all cold, and they're all miserable getting off the plane. And I don't know, the guys that were throwing the bags, they always thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, it was kind of funny. And but I've seen it too, where people that come back, yeah, man, I'm just coming back from Jamaica, man, drinking Red Stripe, man, and like, okay, yeah, you did that for a week. Yeah, you're drinking some Jamaican beer and eating some, I don't know what they got, jerk chicken or something down there. But and then they come back and they're still in a week they've kind of programmed themselves into island life, man. And so they come back and they're wearing flip flops and a Hawaiian shirt and shorts and stuff, and it's like, dude, it's like -20 out. You're gonna freeze. And so I would say for passengers that are flying down south with these big temperature changes, prepare for the worst. So when you're coming back from down south, dress warm down there. So when you get off the plane here, you are warm and you'll be less miserable getting off the plane. And then even if you're going down there, don't just say, oh, I'll get off in Florida, or I'm going to be out in the Bahamas and I don't need a winter coat. I'll wear my flip flops down there. It'll warm up as we go. Well, you're going to have an uncomfortable trip on the plane because it might not be heated right exactly. And I'm just thinking from a standpoint of a pilot and passenger safety is that you see all these airplanes that, there might be it gets a flat tire when it lands or something like that. That can happen. Or they have to reject the takeoff and one of their engines is shut down and they can't taxi back. So you have to evacuate the airplane down those funky little slides. And if you're in a couple feet of snow and it's -20 and you got your flip-flops and your shorts on and your Hawaiian shirt, like you can get frostbite really, really quick out there. And you don't want to be going to the hospital to get any fingers amputated or anything like that. That's not as cool as being warm and getting on the next plane and getting down south. So dress for success and egress. Ooh, I just made that one up. So yeah, there you go. So that was pretty cool. Good experiment here. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen once I start fooling around with my camera here. So if I lose you guys, sorry. And that'll be the show. Otherwise, I'm going to look through some comments and see what people have been saying. Like I said, it pops up on my screen here and then disappears. So, and this is the first time I've ever done it. So we're going to go, hopefully this doesn't screw up. I see this little thing down here. I don't know what that means. So what does a good pilot do when he doesn't know what this thing does in the airplane? He starts fooling around with all the buttons. But that's okay. I won't crash in my basement. What's this say? This looks some kind of settings thing. Let's see what that is. Share, mute microphone. Okay, that's good. I can mute my microphone if I want over there, but I don't want to do that. We'll get rid of that. What about, I tap the screen here. Okay, that got rid of that. Scroll it. Okay, Harold's saying scroll it. Whoop. Oh, hey, yeah, there we go. Look at that. Okay, it's got a little button. We'll go right down to the end. And then there's this other little thing here. It probably gets the chat on and off. Let's see. Oh, top chat, live chat, none. Okay, top chat. And then we scroll it. Hey, thanks, Harold. That was a great suggestion. All right. Oh, I'm going to be a pro when I'm on vacation here. Yeah, I can see every single one of these things. Excellent. So I don't need my computer as a backup now. Harold, oh, I wonder, oh, you know what? And then because I'm just streaming this on YouTube, I can't bring up the individual, like on the bottom of the, I don't know, on the bottom of the screen, I can bring up the questions if I'm using StreamYard. I'm not signed into that today. So that could be another experiment for Wednesday. Oh, and then for the people that are worried about missing the middle management Monday, I'm not doing that anymore because it's just like not that great. So here we go. Oh, I wish I could bring these things up. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Okay, whatever, YouTube. What happens if I do this here? Actions, pin message, report, put user in timeout. Oh, I don't want to put Harold in a timeout. Okay. So let's see what Harold was saying. He flew from a mountain in Colorado in winter to Puerto Rico, still had his winter stuff on, and he was walking down to the Pearl to get some medicine. Okay, whatever that means. Oh, and then that disappeared. Okay. Okay, so that is very good. Okay, so we got, oh, and then I guess while I'm experimenting here, I might as well do like a little microphone experiment. So, okay, so this is my little lavalier mic that I bought, and then, so I guess I could, I tried doing this before, maybe. Well, the thing is, I don't want to hold it up here. Hello, how are you? Because then I can't be honorable or honorary Italian and talk with my hands if I'm doing that. So, okay, so there's there. Check 1 2. That's probably the best. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Then I had it down here. We'll try it sideways. All right. Oh, got to use some strong pilot fingers here. All right, so that's kind of a facing sideways kind of microphone. Check, check, check. Harold saved for me to put it on my hat. I don't know, that might work. That might look kind of goofy. Welcome to the Super Pilotish channel. Okay, yeah, that's not exactly the most professional. How do I even get this off? Okay, yeah, so facing up sounds pretty good. Okay, we're just gonna clip it on facing up here, almost at the very top. Okay, so we'll try that right under my Adam's apple. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, Wrench, I could put on my David Clark's here. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe one day. In the airplane, maybe one day. I would like to do this live once from the airplane, just as an experiment. So you never know, one day. Could be noisy, could be a disaster. But yeah, so that's about it. I guess a summary of flying in cold weather. Dress warm. What do they always say? Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And don't forget your engine, keeping your engine nice and warm. Don't be lazy on that, saying, it's just a little flight. That one little flight where your engine oil doesn't heat up, it could be just enough where it wears out a bearing or a lifter, I don't know, like a lifter guide wears out or something like that. Compression ring is no good. You score the cylinder, do what you're supposed to do according to the engineers. Be careful out there taxiing, watching out for ice, runway friction index. You might want to check that out. Surprisingly, if you're on packed snow is actually pretty good for friction. Ice is the worst, but packed snow is better than water. Even it's actually got quite a bit of friction. And watch your cold weather corrections for you IFR people and people testing for IFR tests. And there you go. Lay off on the flip-flops. Okay, guys, that is about it. Thanks for putting up with my, I don't know, my experiments here. Hopefully I'll be able to get some good content for you in somewhere warmer in another little while. So, okay. Oh, we got another one here. Believe it was better on, oh, so Shecky was saying he thought it was, my microphone was better on the top of the sweater. Okay, well, I'll go back and listen to that. We'll do another, okay, doing it like that. We'll do it live. Okay, and yeah, we'll just kind of sign off here. Oh, I don't even know how to sign off on this. We'll see. There's like an X in the corner. Maybe I hit the X. Yeah, oh well, you got to experiment at some point. So, yeah, today is Monday. I will not be doing any more middle management Mondays. And, oh, thanks, Harold. Sounds better. Okay. Well, I think we got a winning, okay, we got the winning setup now. And, yeah, cool. Thanks for all your help here, guys. And, yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday, because I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. Unless I'm on vacation and then something weird might happen, but we'll see. And I will try to shut her down and see if it actually shuts down. So I'll do like on my other video, like bye, and then so, okay, bye. Let's see if this works here. Are you sure that you want to stop streaming? Yes. Bye.